Hey everybody, Ryan here with Ray's latest. Today we're going to talk about a not ideal scenario that the Tampa Bay Rays have found ourselves in from a starting pitching perspective as well as a shortstop perspective. To some of you, though, I feel like the shortstop perspective kind of standpoint from my end is going to be a completely different 180 view from you guys. You guys are probably pretty excited about that. But I'll get into it and we'll kind of touch base and kind of see where we feel from there. But this is kind of a struggle that I think that the entire fan base as a whole is kind of questioning at this point. And of course, when this signing occurred, there was question marks to begin with. Everybody was curious, why are we signing this guy? What has Nick Martinez done to warrant this signing, this money, and kind of a guaranteed spot in the rotation. And all of those question marks and comments and concerns from the fans and from the people have kind of come to fruition pretty easily over the spring because Nick Martinez has been, I mean, I'm going to say he's been horrible for us this spring training. And today's start was no better. And this might arguably be the worst outing from a pitcher in all of spring training this season. And the reason why I say that is because spring training, they have different rules. Obviously, you want starters to be able to get up to their pitch counts and kind of the sit down, getting up, pitching, sitting back down, getting up, pitching, and so on and so forth. And obviously, you would like to get at least 5 innings out of a starter during a spring trading outing. Martinez was taken out of the game 3 times today. That means that he was so bad that Kevin Cash had to put in a relief pitcher 3 separate times to get him out of the inning. And then he was put back into the game the following inning so he could do the sit down and get back up and reach his pitch count that he needs to get to. That's not good. He allowed 12 hits, 3 homers, and 2 walks, and he faced 25 batters. 25 batters, 2 walks. That's 23 at bats, 25 plate appearances, 23 at bats. He gave up 12 hits, so that's a little over like 525 batting average against today with 3 homers along with that. That's scary because with McClanahan and Matz being on the limited pitch counts that they are on for now, having a third starter that's a huge question mark coin flip, maybe not being able to get into games in the season is definitely something to be worried about. And I think that sure, can he get some things figured out and get rolling? Obviously, that could happen pretty easily. But I think that just the compounding of the bad outings over and over and over again with him is kind of leading me to the more concerned part of our rotation here. And I think Pepio and Rasmussen are going to be just fine. Rasmussen got touched up a little bit the other day, but it's whatever. Pepio's looked great all spring in my eyes. But I think and Max has looked pretty good as well. McClanahan had a pretty good outing the other day, got to his pitch count that he needed to get to, struck out 3 in the first. He did allow 2 base runners, but like I've said for the longest time, if those are first pitch singles and you strike out the next 3 guys, I don't really care. As long as they don't score, keep the pitch count down. Outs are outs. I'll take them how I can get them. If he's effective, and that'll work for me. But giving up 12 hits in 25 batter plate appearances with 2 walks, as well as 3 homers, is definitely a concerning kind of thing to go along with this because he's supposed to be starting on Saturday against St. Louis. And he finished the spring 0-4 with a 14.49 ERA, which that's borderline unheard of, especially in spring training. If all of your starts you get a decision, that's something that's very rare because obviously your first 2 or 3 starts, you're not even getting to the point to where you are even eligible to get a decision. if you're winning. And so that just goes to show that when he's pitching, we're down and he's giving up runs and we're not being able to kind of come back and get into the game. He did get to his 82 pitches today, which he was around his 85 pitches, was kind of where 80 to 85 is kind of where he was at. So we got there. Some kind of comments from him. He says, "It's been a grind, but just got to keep at it. I'm sure we'll do a deeper dive going into the season, but knee-jerk reaction has just been getting beat early in the inning with some soft contact, and that's leading to extended innings. And extended innings are leading to not executing pitches, to them hitting it hard, then after that, so just got to keep plugging along." Kevin Cash says he doesn't want to overvalue spring results, but he acknowledges you want to start seeing your guys get some good results as where they're heading into opening day or opening weekend. Cash also added, he said, "I think it's a good thing that he is an established major league player, that he can withstand a little bit of this. His last two outings, he's gotten squared up maybe more than he would like, but trust that he'll make his adjustments. Physically, he's fine." Physically, fine, healthy, okay, that's good. But just from the perspective of him just not being able to execute pitches, his two strike approach has not been good. He's getting barreled. It's going to be a question mark to kind of see how he performs on Saturday against the Cardinals in a meaningful game. And who knows? He can come out and throw 6 innings scoreless. That's baseball at the end of the day. But from what I've seen from him, there's nothing really kind of good that I'm seeing coming from him. So I am kind of concerned to kind of see where he continues to go down this line and how long he kind of makes it into the season if this kind of keeps up with where it's at. The next thing I'm going to talk about, Taylor Walls is starting the season on the IL, which leads to Ben Williamson or Carson Williams kind of taking over that shortstop role. Carson Williams did hit a home run today. In the game we lost 14-1, but Ben Williamson has kind of made that stride defensively to where I wouldn't I think Carson Williams truly and dearly think Carson Williams will get the nod at shortstop opening day. I really do think that. But I do think that Ben Williamson is kind of vying defensively, kind of, how we kind of kept Taylor Walls in there as he's just too good. He's a platinum glove player. He's really good. I think Ben Williamson can kind of pick up that slack from Taylor Walls just from a defensive standpoint. And I think that if we see Carson Williams struggle at all defensively or at the plate or both or vice versa, I think that Ben Williamson will be perfectly fine stepping into that role. And I even think that moving him over to second base at times, if Gavin Lux is struggling or if they're facing a lefty, I think that he could bring a decent amount to the table there. And look, I mean, Taylor Wall starting the season on the IL after kind of the spring that he's had, I am a little upset about that because I was excited to kind of see if he could transition that over to the opening season to regular season play. But I do think that him being on the IL, it's whatever at the end of the day. I think Carson Williams originally being sent down to AAA, now kind of having to be brought back up literally a day or two later. It's something, but I think at the end of the day, him being sent down in the first place does bring up question marks to kind of how the coaching staff and kind of how the organization views him as being big league ready. So he's not necessarily getting thrown into the fire here, but he kind of is. Um, you have Taylor Walls, who's the organization thought that's going to be your opening day shortstop. He gets added to the IL. Carson Williams gets sent down to AAA, and then a day later, Taylor Walls is hurt. He's on the IL to start the season. Carson Williams, here you go. You got it. So I am going to be kind of excited to see how he does, but I am questioning to see if he's truly ready or not, which I don't think he is personally. I think a couple more months in AAA would be best for him. But at the end of the day, you have to have somebody play shortstop, and I think that he's the best option we have right now. And so we'll see how he does and kind of see how the opening weekend goes for him. But I'm rooting for him. I hope he does. Hope he does the best. And I'm also kind of curious to kind of see how Ben Williamson plays into that factor as well. But you guys, let me know what you guys think about the whole Taylor Walls and shortstop ordeal, as well as what you guys think about Nick Martinez's struggles and kind of how this opening weekend is going to look for him, and if there's anything that you're necessarily looking for him to kind of improve on, or kind of see if he can take any necessary strides to kind of get from where he's at to where he needs to be. But you guys let me know. You guys have a great one.